Kind of like Nicodemus when Jesus told him he had to be born again. You must be productive if you're going to live an authentic life. One of the things that I want to share with you is when you're making decisions and about your life, about your goals, about your visions, and just things that you desire, you're going to have to be productive. Nothing just happens. Nothing's going to fall out the sky, off the trees. You're going to have to make every effort to make it happen. You're going to have to do what you need to do in the natural, and our God is so faithful. He's going to do what he needs to do in the supernatural, but you're going to have to get out there and get in the game and do your part. So often I hear people, they kind of fall back on, well, God will do it and he'll make a way. And he will. He'll do exactly what he's supposed to do. But he has also given us a charge. As believers, there are things that we need to do. And I believe that being productive and producing what's on the inside of you to get that product, and a product is usually something that you can see. It's a manifested image of that you desire on the inside. So when we begin to look at productivity, one of the things that I want you to keep in mind is you first have to evaluate time. Time is a big factor, and I don't think we really value it. The older I get, I know I start to value time. I'm not into the foolishness or, my time is important and I do value time. So one of the things that I like to keep in mind is that make a schedule. And that's something that you can do that's very simple, to make a schedule of things that you want to accomplish in that particular day. Because we all can have a bigger picture, but we can't elephant just all at one time. We've got one bite at a time, and having a schedule will help you eat that elephant one bite at a time. Because if you're waking up, or even before you go, usually I like to plan for the week. So I will sit down maybe on Sunday or even on Mondays because I'm not out and my schedule is not as heavy on Monday. And then I will put down, what I expect to happen during this week. And you're going to have to make adjustments. So don't get all bottled up if you didn't get something, finished or mastered or whatever's in your schedule. Just reschedule it and fit it in for another day. But the ideal is to make sure that you map out your time. Because you can spend a lot of time on Facebook, you can spend cell phone, texting, checking your emails, and all of that's fine. That social network is wonderful, but you have to put it in perspective. You can't spend 3 and 4 hours of just checking Facebook or just tweeting, unless you're getting paid for it. Now that's different, but just for leisure time, because that 4 hours could really be 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever that time span, you could really be using it to produce the vision that God has put on the inside of you. And so what you're going to have to do is master that thing called time. And when you master time, it really boils down to time management. What do you want to get accomplished this day? Just waking up saying, I'm just going to go with the day is really not really being productive, because you're really kind of living haphazardless, just kind of whatever comes up, comes out, and just whatever. But that's really not being productive. Productive is you're really task-oriented. You really have something that you want to accomplish in that particular day, and then keeping in mind that you may have to make that schedule adjustment. But if you're going to be productive, you have to make sure that you manage your time. And even for parents, my children are involved in sports. They have after-school activities, which are wonderful. I recommend that for all children and teenagers. But I also have to make sure that I manage that schedule as well. I try to make sure that my children, if one son has an activity, then I'll make sure the other son doesn't have it in that same time frame. And if they do, we try to make sure that it complements each other's schedule, so I'm not all over the place and at all different times. And so keeping that in mind as well with those recreational activities, managing time. And one of the other things is people to support you so that you can remain productive. Maybe having someone else, if you have that extended family, to maybe help pick up and help with that schedule. But the thing is, I want you to remember is that you need to be productive. And you have to look at your life now, evaluate your life now, and look at the products that's being presented in your life right now. And if you don't like the products, and when I say products, that can very well mean products as in your education, the product of what you have right now. If you have a high school diploma and your desire is a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree, whatever it is, then you need to become productive. You need to go to your local college, find out what's available. You need to take the entrance exam, stop talking about it, and make it happen. And so those are things, the products in your life. You want to lose weight? Can't keep eating the cake saying you want to lose weight. You got to hit the gym or your neighborhood, take a walk, change your eating habits, drink water. That's the product. So whatever's in your life that you have a product of, and if you don't like the product that you have, what do we do when we purchase something and it's not what we think? We take it back to the store. We either exchange it or we get our money back, right? So we have to look at it as an example in our life. What products are in your life that maybe you're fine and it's okay? Well, we keep that product. Maybe there's another area of your life that you don't like what you produce, and it's okay because you're one decision away from changing that particular product. And so you've got to get in the game and you got to make it happen. You can't just sit around and talk about it. You've got to get out there and do what's necessary to get the manifestation of that's on the inside of you. And so that's one of the things that I want you to keep in mind, because it's possible. With God, all things are possible. And you have to make sure that you don't become discouraged or listen to other people in terms of if they're speaking negativity, shut that down, because that's where they are, and you know you have somewhere that you desire to be. And so if they're not getting on board and want to go with you and go walking with you or go sign up for the class with you, then you need to tell them you'll see them when you come back from registering for your class. But don't delay any longer. You've got to produce and you've got to make it happen. Those things that's on the inside of you, don't give up. Age is not something that should keep you from moving forward. It's never too late. There's always an opportunity for greatness to happen on the inside of you, but you've got to take time to write down the vision. Make it plain. What are the desires? What products do you really want? Do you want a healthy relationship? Well, okay, let's read more. Let's read books more. Let's write in journals more. Let's take time to just have a conversation and put the cell phone away and turn off the radio and just talk a little one-on-one. If you want to improve your communication skills, you want to improve public speaking, go take a class. It's just that simple. It's just a decision. That's all it takes, is one decision to get up and go and make it happen, and just begin to just embrace the possibilities of really what's out there. Failure, okay, it happens. It's a part of this success formula. We don't, stop because we failed at something. What we have to do is change our perception. If it didn't work out, then learn from it. What can I do differently when I go back and do it second time around? Or if you choose to go a different direction, it's okay. Life is full of possibilities, and that's how you got to embrace life, is not look at it as, well, I didn't know. And, you got to shut all that down, and you've got to look at it as a school teacher. What did you get out of the class? Get the lesson, graduate, and move forward. But you've got to wake up with your mind renewed and refreshed every day with, what's possible in this day. Every day births possibilities. But a lot of times we don't wake up embracing possibilities, so we're asleep to what that particular day offers, because every day, every single day offers a possibility. And it's up to you to develop that sensitivity to what's possible today. And I really want you to consider, how do I say it? I want you to consider the thought of waking up with a mindset after you've got your praise on, you've thanked God for waking you up, you did your spiritual, your positive affirmation. I just want you to change your posture and go out and look at life as a day filled with possibilities. And in that day, things may come up, may not be so great, but it's still a day filled with possibilities. It's your response to whatever comes up is what determines what's produced out of you. And what do you mean? If something negative comes to you, how can you look at that in a positive perspective? How can you respond and not react? How can you embrace and not reject? And everything has a teacher. I say it like this: everybody has to have a teachable spirit. And so if you can look at life as lessons and just embrace them and get the experience that you're supposed to get out of that, then I think that you can wake up with a mindset of possibilities, because life is so precious and you have to live this authentic life now, today. Don't dare give up on hope. Don't dare, say your gender or your race or your age or your marital status. All of that doesn't matter when it comes to possibility and being able to produce what's on the inside of you. So I want you to just consider what I said today as a nugget for you to live in a life of possibilities. And what if it does work? Some people say, well, I don't know if that's going to work. But what if it does work? So go for it. Don't live life with so many restraints of, well, I can't do it. You can do all things through Christ. And I want you to get that mindset. Once you walk in obedience, you walk in love, it's really unlimited. God has so many possibilities for his children, his sons and his daughters. And so what we have to do is wake up and produce, live a productive life. Walk in faith, walk in love, walk in order, walk in obedience, and always keep a heart of repentance. And I guarantee you that you will see the full manifestation of his promises. So I love you. I pray that I've said something to inspire you on today. Get out there and get in the game and know that I'm praying for you. Contact my office, Chelsea T. Pernell Ministries, at 216-481-5674. And again, remember to register for our Women's Retreat 6th Annual. Contact the office and they'll also give you registration information. It has been extended until June 10th. I love you and I'm praying for you. And remember to live your best life, which is your authentic life. God bless you.